What is up, everybody? I wanted to come to you guys tonight with my Smackdown live review, and I want to give you my thoughts on WWE Thunderdome as well. I think the Thunderdome is pretty cool. I wish the fans would be a little bit more louder. I wish the fans would, be a little bit louder than what they were tonight. I thought the fans in the Thunderdome were a little bit, I thought they were a little bit silent. They weren't as loud as they usually are. I wish the fans could have been just a little bit louder. I mean, the fans wouldn't really chanting either. They need to chant. They need to be loud. The fans weren't The fans weren't chanting. They weren't being loud. I wish the fans would be loud, and I wish they would chant. I wish they would, interact. But the virtual crowd that the virtual crowd was, it wasn't what I thought it would be. I thought the fans would be making noise, and I thought they would be a little bit loud. I thought they would be like chanting and doing different chants, but that never happened tonight in the WWE Thunderdome. The crowd was a little bit like they wasn't. The crowd acted like they weren't there. The crowd never made noise. They never did any chants. They never did They never chanted any different kind of chants tonight. The crowd was absolute dead. The virtual crowd was dead. This WWE sounded like a damn graveyard tonight. I'm gonna be honest. The WWE Thunderdome sounded like a damn graveyard, and I'm gonna be honest. The fans could have been a little louder, and the fans should have been chanting different chants throughout the night. But the fans didn't really. There weren't really. The fans weren't. The fans weren't chanting. They weren't being loud. I wish the fans would get more interactive and chant and be louder than what they are. But that's just me. I thought the fans were a little bit dead tonight. The virtual fans, I thought they were a little bit dead tonight. They were making absolutely no sound. They weren't chanting. They weren't doing any chants. So, but overall, the Thunderdome, I thought the Thunderdome was pretty cool, but the virtual fans need to interact. They need to be loud. They need to be chanting. They need to chant different chants. They need to be They need to be interactive. They need to chant different chants. They need to be loud. They need to be, they need to let their voices be heard. Tonight the fans were the fans weren't loud enough. I mean, they weren't loud enough for me. So, but I thought the Thunderdome was pretty cool. I like the look of the Thunderdome. I thought the Thunderdome was pretty cool. I like the look of it. I thought the look of the Thunderdome was pretty cool. So let's get right into this SmackDown live review. To start off the show, we had Vince McMahon, I'm sorry. We have Vince McMahon comes out. Vince McMahon comes out holding a mic. As Vince McMahon is about to say something or cut a promo or whatever, Vince McMahon comes out and says, "Welcome to the Thunderdome." And as soon as Vince McMahon says, "Welcome to the Thunderdome," the lights go out. The Fiend appears. The Fiend comes down to the ring, and the Fiend kind of mocks Vince McMahon. I don't really understand that. The Fiend comes down to the ring, and he kind of mocks Vince McMahon. I don't really get the Fiend mocking Vince McMahon here. I don't get why the Fiend is interacting with Vince McMahon. I don't really understand that logic. I don't really get it. Why is the Fiend interacting with Vince McMahon? Why is this happening? Why do we have the Fiend coming out and interrupting Vince McMahon when Vince McMahon is, making the announcement that, welcome to the Thunderdome. The lights go out and the Fiend appears, and then the Fiend gets in the ring and he starts mocking Vince McMahon. Like Vince McMahon was trying to go one way, Vince McMahon would try to go another, and the Fiend would go one way, the Fiend would go another way. I mean, the Fiend was kind of mocking Vince McMahon to start off SmackDown Live tonight in the Thunderdome. And then out comes Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman and the Fiend have a stare down. Then here comes Retribution, just completely out of nowhere. Here comes Retribution. Retribution stands up on the ring apron, And as Braun and Bray Wyatt are having to stare down in the ring, Vince has left the ring by this point. When Braun Strowman comes down to the ring to have a face-off with Bray Wyatt, Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman are standing in the ring, and the Fiend starts doing this to Braun Strowman. The lights go out, the Fiend disappears, and Retribution starts attacking Braun Strowman. Out comes the rest of the SmackDown Live locker room, and the rest of the SmackDown locker room takes out Retribution. So there you go. Retribution starts attacking Braun Strowman, and then the Cavalry starts. By the way of the Cavalry, the SmackDown locker room comes out, and they start taking it out. And the SmackDown locker room starts taking out Retribution. And then we had Big E versus Sheamus. This was a pretty decent match between Sheamus and Big E. This match was pretty decent. It was a one-on-one match between Sheamus and Big E tonight in the WWE Thunderdome tonight on SmackDown Live. This was a pretty decent match between Sheamus and Big E. It was decent for what it was. It wasn't the best match. It wasn't the greatest match, but it was decent for what it was. It was an alright match between Sheamus and Big E. I thought this match could have went a little bit longer between Sheamus and Big E. I thought this match could have went a little longer. I thought this match should have went a little longer than what it did. I wished Sheamus and Big E could have worked a little bit of a longer match. I wish they could have went a little bit longer in their match tonight in the WWE Thunderdome tonight on SmackDown Live. I wish they could have went just a little bit longer. This match would have been better if the match would have went just a little bit longer between Sheamus and Big E tonight in the WWE Thunderdome tonight on SmackDown Live. And Big E ends up rolling up Sheamus for the win tonight in the WWE Thunderdome. Big E picks up the win over Sheamus. This match should have went a little bit longer. I would love to see these two work a little bit of a longer match. This match was a little bit short. This match ended in a roll-up when Big E ended up rolling up Sheamus for the win. And Big E ends up picking up the win over Sheamus tonight in the WWE Thunderdome tonight on SmackDown Live. And then we had Gran Metalik and Lindsay Dorado, two halves of the Lucha Losers, versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships tonight in the WWE Thunderdome tonight on SmackDown Live. This match was alright. I don't care about the Lucha Losers. I'm not a fan. I don't care about the Lucha Losers. I'm not a fan of Gran Metalik. I'm not a fan of Lindsay Dorado. But this was a decent match between the Lucha Losers and Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura tonight in the WWE Thunderdome tonight on SmackDown Live for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships. This was an alright to decent tag team match. It was alright. I thought this match was alright to decent. I don't really care about the Lucha Losers. I'm not a fan of Gran Metalik. I'm not a fan of Lindsay Dorado. I'm just not a fan. This match was an okay tag team match. It was decent for what it was to be a decent to okay tag team match tonight in the WWE Thunderdome with Shinsuke and with Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura versus two halves of the Lucha Losers tonight in the WWE Thunderdome tonight on SmackDown Live for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships. This was a decent match for what it was. I just didn't really care for it. It didn't really do anything for me, but it was alright for what it was. And Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura ended up retaining their SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships over two halves of the Lucha Losers tonight in the WWE Thunderdome tonight on SmackDown Live. Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro beat two halves of the Lucha Losers in Gran Metalik and Lindsay Dorado tonight in the WWE Thunderdome on SmackDown Live for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships. And then we had Naomi versus Sasha Banks in a Beat the Clock challenge. This was an alright match between Naomi and Sasha Banks in this Beat the Clock challenge between Sasha Banks and Naomi tonight in the WWE Thunderdome tonight on SmackDown Live. This was alright. This match was pretty decent for what it was. I knew Sasha Banks wasn't going to lose here because you can't have Sasha Banks lose going into SummerSlam, going into her match with Asuka this Sunday at SummerSlam for the Raw Women's Championship. You can't afford to have Sasha lose here. So Sasha ends up beating Naomi in the Beat the Clock challenge tonight on the Thunderdome, tonight on SmackDown Live in a Beat the Clock challenge. So, I mean, this match was decent for what it was. It was alright. I thought it was decent for what it was. It was an alright women's match. It was pretty decent for what it was. I mean, I'll just say that it was decent to be a one-on-one women's match tonight in the WWE Thunderdome tonight on SmackDown Live. This was an alright match between Sasha Banks and Naomi tonight in the WWE Thunderdome in a Beat the Clock challenge. And Sasha Banks locked in the bank statement on Naomi for the win. Sasha Banks beats Naomi in a Beat the Clock challenge tonight in the WWE Thunderdome tonight on SmackDown Live. So whoever had the quickest time to beat, whoever had the quickest time to beat between Sasha Banks and Naomi would defend their championships second at SummerSlam this coming Sunday at SummerSlam, and Sasha Banks will defend her Raw Women's Championship second at WWE SummerSlam because Sasha Banks had the fastest time to beat with Naomi in their match in the Beat the Clock challenge tonight in the WWE Thunderdome. And then we had Bayley versus Naomi in the WWE Thunderdome. This was a decent match between Bayley and Naomi tonight in the WWE Thunderdome in another Beat the Clock challenge. This was alright. This was an alright match. It was decent for what it was. Naomi ends up hitting the rear view on Bayley for the win. Bayley eats the loss to Naomi. I don't know why Bayley is losing here. I don't get that. Why you would have your SmackDown Live Women's Champion lose to Naomi tonight on WWE Thunderdome tonight on SmackDown Live. I don't get why Bayley would lose here when she also has a match with Asuka this Sunday at SummerSlam. I don't get why Bayley would lose here. I don't understand it. But Bayley ends up eating the loss to Naomi tonight in the WWE Thunderdome in the Beat the Clock challenge tonight on SmackDown Live. And then we had Jeff Hardy. We had Jeff Hardy versus AJ Styles for the Intercontinental Championship. This was a pretty decent match between Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles in the WWE Thunderdome tonight on SmackDown Live for the Intercontinental Championship. This was a pretty decent Intercontinental Championship match. It was pretty decent. I enjoyed it for what it was. It was alright. I mean, it was pretty decent for what it was. It was a decent match. I thought it was a decent match tonight on I thought it was a decent match tonight on SmackDown Live inside the WWE Thunderdome. I thought it was a decent match. I enjoyed it for what it was. I thought it was pretty decent. I enjoyed how they were selling the knee injury of Jeff Hardy all throughout the match with AJ Styles. I thought that was pretty good. How Corey Graves kept paying attention to the selling of Jeff Hardy's injured knee tonight on SmackDown Live in his match with AJ Styles tonight on the Thunderdome on SmackDown Live for the Intercontinental Championship. Corey Graves kept saying, "Oh my God, AJ Styles, he's gonna hurt Jeff Hardy. He's gonna, Jeff Hardy isn't gonna be Jeff Hardy's career might end, because the way AJ Styles keeps attacking the weak leg of Jeff Hardy." I give Corey Graves some credit for that. I like how Corey Graves paid attention to the selling of Jeff Hardy's knee injury. I like that. I like how they kept paying attention to that throughout the match with Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles in their Intercontinental Championship match tonight in the Thunderdome tonight on SmackDown Live. I like how they kept mentioning the knee injury of AJ Styles of Jeff Hardy tonight with his match with AJ Styles in the Thunderdome for the Intercontinental Championship. Jeff Hardy kept selling the knee injury. Jeff Hardy kept fighting the knee injury. He kept trying to overcome the knee injury. And Corey Graves talked about how Jeff Hardy might as well just quit and throw in the towel and just live to fight another day because of the damage done to his knee throughout the match. I really like that. How Corey Graves was selling the fact that Jeff Hardy's knee was injured when AJ Styles attacked him, when they were trying to take out Retribution. AJ Styles went over and kicked Jeff Hardy in the back of the leg when the SmackDown locker room was trying to take out Retribution. I liked how Corey Graves paid attention to that fact. He's like AJ Styles. He kicked Jeff Hardy in the back of the leg during the SmackDown locker room trying to take out Retribution, and Corey Graves said, "You know what? Jeff Hardy might not last in this match. Jeff Hardy might want to, call it a day and just live to fight another day, and live to fight another day until his leg gets better." So I like how Corey Graves kept selling the knee injury of Jeff Hardy. I really like that throughout his match with AJ Styles tonight in the WWE Thunderdome against AJ Styles for the Intercontinental Championship. This was a really decent match between Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles in the WWE Thunderdome tonight on SmackDown Live for the Intercontinental Championship. That match was decent. I enjoyed it. This was a really decent match. I thought it was a fun match. I liked it for what it was. And Jeff Hardy ends up going over on AJ Styles for the Intercontinental Championship. Jeff Hardy is your new Intercontinental Champion. He beat AJ Styles tonight inside the WWE Thunderdome tonight on SmackDown Live to become your new Intercontinental Champion. This was a really decent match in the WWE Thunderdome tonight on SmackDown Live between Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles. Would I go back and watch this match again? I probably would. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a decent match. And then we had Sonya Deville come out. She talked about how she's going to challenge Mandy Rose at SummerSlam. We already know this. And Sonya Deville comes out and says, "You know what, Mandy? Why don't we up the ante? Whoever wins at SummerSlam out of me and you has to leave. The loser leaves WWE." So now the ante has been upped, and Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose will face each other in a loser leaves WWE match at SummerSlam this coming Sunday. And then we get the Firefly Funhouse. Bray Wyatt is mocking Alexa and Braun Strowman. He told this tale of Braun Strowman and Alexa, and he was kind of like making fun of Alexa and Braun Strowman, and then Braun Strowman like comes in and just absolutely beats down Bray Wyatt in the Firefly Funhouse. I don't really understand that. Braun Strowman comes in and barges into the Firefly. Braun Strowman comes in and barges into the Firefly Funhouse and beats down Bray Wyatt. And then, and then at the end of the night, main event, we had a brawl between Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt. They were brawling in the back, and they brawled into this loading. Bray and Braun started brawling, and they went into this loading dock, and Braun throws Bray off the loading dock, and Bray lands on the floor of the loading dock when as Braun Strowman throws Bray off the loading dock. So the EMTs start to load Bray Wyatt into the back of the ambulance. They start to load Bray into the back of the ambulance. They tell the ambulance to go and take Bray to the hospital. And the guys tapping on the window say, hey, get Bray to the hospital. Go. Get him to the... You had this guy, I don't know who he was. He was tapping on the ambulance window saying, hey, go. Get Bray to the hospital. And you see the ambulance start to drive forward like really slow. And then the ambulance stops right when it gets to right when the ambulance starts to drive forward, and then the ambulance stops. It comes to a complete stop. The ambulance starts backing up, and you see the cameraman. I like this angle. The cameraman starts to pan toward the ambulance backing up, and as the ambulance starts backing up, the windows of the ambulance turn red, and smoke comes out of the ambulance windows as the ambulance is backing up. And then the doors open up on the ambulance, and the Fiend is standing in the doors of the ambulance, and then the Fiend sticks out his tongue. The Fiend sticks out his tongue as the doors are open on the ambulance. The Fiend is standing in the doors of the ambulance. The Fiend sticks out his tongue, and the Fiend starts laughing as Smackdown Live in the WWE Thunderdome fades to black. So, I'm gonna give SmackDown Live I'm gonna give SmackDown Live a 1 out of 10 for the Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles match. That was a decent match tonight in the WWE Thunderdome tonight on SmackDown Live for the Intercontinental Championship. That was a really decent match. If there is one match I would refer to you guys go back and watch tonight in the WWE Thunderdome tonight on SmackDown Live, go back and watch Jeff Hardy versus AJ Styles in the WWE Thunderdome tonight on SmackDown Live for the Intercontinental Championship. Go back and watch that match. I think you guys will enjoy it. It was a decent match. I enjoyed it. It was a very enjoyable match. So overall, I'm going to give SmackDown Live a 1 out of 10. Like I said, I thought the look of the Thunderdome was pretty cool. But here's what I take away from the Thunderdome. I wish the fans would have been a little bit more louder. I wish the fans would have been chanting and like doing different chants throughout the matches. I thought the fans would have been a little bit more interactive and been chanting different chants and going like, oh, and doing stuff like that and just chanting different chants and being just a little bit louder. Other than that, that's what I take away from the WWE Thunderdome tonight. I wish the virtual fans in the Thunderdome would have been a little bit louder. I wish they would have been chanting like different chants all throughout different matches. That would have been cool. But the fans just weren't loud enough to me. The fans weren't loud enough for me tonight. The fans just weren't loud enough. They didn't really do anything. The fans were just dead silent. They didn't do anything. But I will give the Thunderdome, and I did like the look of the Thunderdome. I thought the Thunderdome was pretty cool, and I'm gonna give SmackDown Live Inside the Thunderdome a 1 out of 10. So if you guys like this WWE Thunderdome SmackDown Live review, hit that thumbs up. And if you guys like the channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. That way you guys won't miss an upload or a live stream here on the channel. And guys, I want to say thank you guys for your continuing overwhelming love and support of the channel. I really do appreciate it. Thank you to everybody that has subscribed to the channel. And guys, make sure you turn on that bell for all notifications. That way you guys won't miss an upload or a live stream here on the channel. And I want to say thank you guys for watching this WWE Thunderdome Smackdown Live review tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. The Thunderdome was cool looking. I thought the Thunderdome looked cool. But my takeaway from tonight's WWE Thunderdome, I wish the fans would have been just a little bit more louder. I wish the fans would have been a little more. I wish the fans would have been a little bit more interactive and like would have been chanting different chants all throughout the matches tonight in the WWE Thunderdome tonight on SmackDown Live. I wish the fans would have been just a little bit more louder. But other than that, SmackDown, the only match that was enjoyable for me was Jeff Hardy versus AJ Styles in the Intercontinental Championship match tonight in the WWE Thunderdome tonight on SmackDown Live. So thank you guys for watching this WWE Thunderdome SmackDown Live review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions on what you guys thought about WWE Thunderdome tonight down in the comment section below of this video. Guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions on what you guys thought about the virtual fans in the Thunderdome tonight down in the comment section below of this video. So thank you guys for watching. And guys, give me your rating for WWE Thunderdome down in the comment section as well. I want to know your rating for the Thunderdome and your rating for SmackDown Live down in the comment section below this video. Give me your rating for the Thunderdome and give me your rating for the SmackDown Live tonight and overall. Give me your rating for the show. What did you give SmackDown tonight for a rating? I give SmackDown Live a 1 out of 10. So thank you guys for watching this this WWE Thunderdome SmackDown Live review. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys here tomorrow night for my NXT Takeover review. Hope you guys enjoyed this WWE Thunderdome SmackDown Live review. And until then, you guys have a great night. I love you guys. And thank you guys again for your continuing overwhelming support of the channel. And make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And turn on that bell for all notifications. That way you guys won't miss an upload or a stream here on the channel. And guys, thank you again for your overwhelming continuing love and support of the channel. Thank you for everybody that has subscribed to the channel. I really do appreciate it. Thank you to everybody that comments on my videos, that watches my videos, and that shares my videos. Thank you guys so much, man. I truly, truly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for that. And anyway, guys, this has been my WWE Thunderdome SmackDown Live review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will see you guys tomorrow night for the NXT Takeover review. And until then, I'm out. Peace.